Hello, my dear students. Here, Dr. Seema Kamath, Associate Professor, Department of Botany, PS College, Farmagudi, Ponda, Goa. I will be dealing in this session the paper Economic and Medicinal Botany, which has the code number BOD 103. Title of the unit which I am going to discuss with you today is General Account of Economically Important Plants. Module name is Identification, Brief Botanical Description, Cultivation Practices and Utilization of Cereals. In this module, when we talk about cereals, I will be talking about wheat. Module number is 3. What we are going to study in this module, outline of the module is identification, description, cultivation and uses. At the end of the module, what you will realize, what you have studied, that we see as learning outcomes, helps identify cereals, provides brief description of wheat as a cereal, sheds light on cultivation practices, helps to understand the uses. As I said, when we talk about identification, we should know to separate wheat from rice, or we should know to separate cereals from millets, or we should know to identify cereals from pulses. So, how do we identify? There are certain criteria. They are as follows. Cereals are most important sources of food. When I say most important sources of food, it is the carbohydrate rich cereal. Cereals are members of Gramineae or Poaceae family. Earlier it was named as Gramineae, recently it is named as Poaceae. Cereals possesses characteristic fruit called caryopsis. Wall of the seed fuses with ovary wall to form husk. Term grain is applied to this type of fruit. Examples are rice, wheat, maize. Let us see now this wheat, where it belongs. That means it has some name, surname, like that. So we say it belongs to division Angiosperms. It is classified as a plant belonging to family division Angiosperm, class Monocotyledons, family Gramineae or Poaceae. Some books may refer it as Gramineae, recent editions may call it as Poaceae. Genus Triticum, species Aestivum, that is after Linnaeus. What about botanical description? In India, wheat is cultivated in Punjab. All of us know it's a rich state having lot of wheat. Haryana, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Rajasthan, Gujarat and Maharashtra. We never cultivate wheat in our state, that is Goa. The plant is an annual temperate region grass. When I say temperate region grass, you must be aware it requires cold temperature. Stems or culms of the plants are hollow with nodes and internodes. Inflorescence is a spike. Fruit is called caryopsis, or some reference book may give it to you as a grain. A wheat leaf is a typical leaf. The wheat leaf consists of 4 parts: the lamina, the sheath, what we call as part of the leaf which clasps the stem, the ligule, which is called as a thin membrane growing at the junction of the blade and the sheath. And the auricles. Auricles are claw-like appendages attached to the base of the blade. A wheat flower consists of three stamens with thread-like filaments and rather large anthers. The grains of wheat. All of you must have seen the grains of wheat. Grains are reddish brown in color, oblong with blunt ends. They are 5 to 10 mm long, usually plump and swollen with a shallow groove on the face. It consists of a seed coat, an embryo, the nucellar layer, and flowery endosperm, which is loaded with starch and gluten. Let us see the cultivation practices. Wheat is the second staple food. The first staple food is the rice. Wheat is the second staple food. Of the 18 recognized species, meaning there are 18 varieties of wheat grown, Triticum aestivum linnae is widely cultivated in India. In northern India, seeds are sown in the month of October and November. See, it's a winter season. It requires well-drained, fertile soil. Irrigation is a must. Without irrigation, sowing of seeds cannot take place. Before sowing, fields are plowed 4 to 5 times. Why? Because plowing exposes the soil to the sunshine. If there are any microorganisms present which are going to attack the seeds, are destroyed, so that entire soil is exposed equally to the sunshine. Proper soil moisture is required at the time of germination. So sowing is done, but at the time of germination, when the seedling is going to be developed, there should be proper moisture in the soil. The soil should not become dry or hard. It should be very, very moist. Moisture should not be also exceeding. It may also damage the seedling. As I said already, when the seeds are growing, it's a natural phenomena that there may be some other seeds which have come because or which have been carried by the wind and which have been dropped there. So those seedlings are to be removed. So that is what we call it as de-weeding is also done. In India, wheat is grown as rabi crop when intensity of rainfall is low. Sowing of seed may be by broadcast or drilling. Germination begins within a fortnight after sowing. It is properly manured and irrigated. When I say properly manured, meaning either cow dung manure or the manure as per the soil which it requires. Proper irrigation is required. When the grain is ripe, the straw becomes golden yellow. The crop is harvested in the month of March and April. Threshing is done to separate the grain from the spike. Winnowing is done to separate the grain from the chaff. Grain is separated from other unwanted seeds, dried and stored. We come to its economic value or what we call as uses. The wheat atta, whole meal as it is called as, is used for preparation of chapatis, bread, puris and variety of baked preparations. Wheat flour or maida is commonly used for making biscuits, cakes, pastries and confectionaries. Wheat rava, also called as suji, is used for preparing various sweet dishes. Wheat flakes is popular cereal food. Wheat is also used in preparation of alcoholic beverages such as beer. Gluten from wheat is used in preparation of bread and wheat flour. The soaked wheat grains are used in preparation of badam halwa, a well-known delicacy. Students, these are some of the references which will be available in your library. Thank you.